Hello. Welcome. We are live in Avio's journey. This is the YouTube channel for you, the voice actor. But this channel is all about helping. I don't know where I was going with that. But this channel is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all of the crazy things that I seem to step on. Today I had an interesting I saw an interesting post. Hey Woody, in my Facebook group. And hey everybody, I yesterday we had done I did a video on voiceover for part-timers, new people coming into the business. And as you know, you follow me, I do a lot for newcomers. But someone had posted that they were interested in seeing a video done on voiceover for old timers. So I thought that I would take this opportunity to put a video together for old timers, but I'm going to do it in two ways. So one way, I'm going to consider old timers, meaning that you've been in voiceover for more than a few years and you have reached some level of success, but maybe you are flattened out, or maybe you're trying to get to that next stage and you can't figure it out. Or you're literally, you consider yourself to be old. So whatever that is, I will leave that determination up to you. But I wanted to do this video today primarily for people who have been around the industry for a little while and, are trying to up their game. And I think that the challenge that we come into is when we start, we have a lot of energy and excitement, and there's platforms, there's places everywhere to go and to find business, and you're brand new, so you can start off, and all these places like to give you those opportunities and they promote you. I mean, the honest truth is when you start on a lot of these platforms, they promote you, right? They promote you, they boost you up to make you excited to stay around for a while, so you don't just get on there for a few weeks and quit. But just like my cell phone carrier or my cable company, you don't get a lot of benefits for being around for a long time. All the benefits seem to go to the new people. So with that being said, what can you do as a voiceover artist who has been around for a little while to grow your business? And I think that there are some amazing things to consider. I know everybody thinks that, oh, it's really cool to be the new person coming up, and all the new people think it's really cool to be the people that have been around for a while. But I think in the end, the truth is that I look back from when I started to where I am now. And then I look back to when I started over 20 years ago in theater and acting and where I am now. And, I have to say to myself, I mean, what I know now allows me to go far beyond what I was possible of doing before. And how that does that is because it allows me to take all of my experience, right, and put it into action. So listen, here's the first key, and this goes for anyone, but I know as for myself too, it's easy to get complacent. It's easy to have kind of a set routine, then maybe some things change and you're not getting as much business. But action solves everything. Action solves everything. And it's easier said than done. I know it solves everything, and yet sometimes I find myself staring at the screen, right? But action solves everything. It's true. The more actions you take, the more opportunities you give yourself. We don't want to sit and wait around for opportunities to come. When you work really hard and you do something over here, that's great. Good job. You worked really hard. You did it. Now it's time to move on to something else and work hard over there. Let all the work you put in over here do its thing. Maintain it. But now it's time to take more action. You worked really hard. You decked out this gorgeous website that, developers envy. Great. You've got it. Now put some hard work into another place. Maintain it, but continue the action. when you get, I even for me, when business comes in, it's like, great, I do a certain amount of business a day, and I'm like, I could go downstairs, lay on the couch, do nothing for the rest of the day because I've made my money that I want to make for the day. Or I could try to grow my business and, build it to where maybe I'm a little safer on a rainy day. Hey, you guys, Big Jim, Talon, welcome, guys. Sabah. It's one of those things where we all, I think, are challenged with it. So if you've been around for a while, or maybe you've been around for more than a year, don't let complacency or laziness overtake you. And don't let the thought that I'm doing really good, I shouldn't go that extra mile, or I shouldn't sign up for that extra site, or I shouldn't make a phone call, I shouldn't send an email. It's really, really, really important that you do all of that. And as someone who's been around for a while, you should have things in place that allow you to do way more of that than people who are brand new. You should be able to make more phone calls and to have places to send them. You know what I mean? That's set up. You should have a site that's set up. You should have a body of work that you can share. You should have social media sites. If you have been around the business for a while, maybe the problem is you don't have these things because they weren't necessary for you. And now as times are changing and you need to keep up and make some more money, that's causing a problem. And you don't have a nice website, that's geared towards business today. You don't have a, social media platform where you are marketing and branding and selling. You don't even know how to use it. Instagram, what is that? All right. Like these things are important for you to know and to learn in this day and age. The positive thing is that we live in a day and age of information. Everybody wants information, just like what I'm trying to do right now, right? Because we're all trying to grow and be better people, grow our lives, our businesses. As someone who's been around for a while, you have a lot of information. Use your experience as your gateway to greater success. Don't feel that because you've been around for a while, or, you are not the new kid on the block, or you're not, the famous person right now, that it doesn't mean that you don't have a whole lot of stuff that people want to hear. The crazy thing about our day and age now, especially for people who've been around for a while, is that things have changed to the point where you no longer have to go through traditional channels to make something of yourself. And this goes for anybody, whether you're new or old. You don't have to go through the traditional, hoopla with agents. You don't have to, sign record companies or with big box audiobook, producers. I mean, are they still out there? Yes. Do they still do a great job? Yes, of course. But now you have the opportunity to build your own reputation to where those people come to you. That's where most of us, especially people that are maybe starting out in the latter part of our, I just said that about myself too. Maybe people that are starting, let me rephrase that for myself as well. People that are starting out after you've already had a career, right? Because most of us, I know that watch this, you've had a career, you've had multiple careers, and we are trying to transition into this. So that in itself, you bring a great deal of experience. The key to all of this is how can you use your experience to help people? And then how do you use your experience to help people in a way in which, you can also target the people who are interested in working with you? Because see, remember, I know this is silly, but we're all people. If you want to work for a company, the people who run a company are people, right? So in social media, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter like if a name says the company. The reality is the people you touch, they work for the company. Those people make the suggestions, they make the recommendations. So for you as someone who's been around for a bit, you need to get yourself out there and let people know that you are established and you are a professional. You know what you're talking about. Even if you might not understand how the new platforms work, you understand the industry and you're trying to learn how, some newer ways to get business are happening. But you really got to make sure you're taking action and trying things. I have a mastermind group that I meet every weekend on Saturdays. And we have such an amazing group of people in that group. And what I love the most about them is they know whether they do or not in any given week because we check up on each other. But the key is I love to hear the people that are taking lots of action. Okay. And what's funny is the more action you take, what happens is the job becomes the action. And what the business you get, that is a reaction. So I want you to think of this. If you want to be successful, right? Everything in life, we're going to go back to physics and everything, right? Every action has an equal or opposite reaction. You cannot get that reaction, which is business, unless you have an equal, all right, action. So you've got to have action in order to get that reaction. So if you're not acting enough, you're not going to get it. And on top of it, as a person who's been around for a while, okay, there might be more action needed on newer platforms that you have to take in order to catch up. But listen, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. People want information from you. So take that action, use your experience. Don't shy away from it. Be yourself. That's the wonderful thing about these platforms. And what the crazy thing is most of you are already doing it, but you're doing it privately, like with your Facebook, with your Facebook page, or your home, but like your own timeline, your own page. You do it with your friends, with your family. You act normal. You've probably cracked the code because you're yourself. You post pictures of your life. You talk about things that are on your mind. That's social media. Social media for business is doing the same thing, but it's also geared towards your business. But it's still you. We are still individuals. We are living in the age of group individualism. I'm gonna what is it? I'm gonna patent that term, whatever. All right, group individualism. We are groups, big groups of people that come together, and in those groups, we all want to be individuals. It's crazy, right? We don't want to be just a person in the group. I want to be Anthony in that group. You want to be, Bill in that group, or Joe in that group, or Sally in that group. All right. Hey, Andrew, old timer. That's right. But the point is that if you don't understand that, you need to. The cool thing is that if you've been around for a while as well, you should have business, right? You should have clients. That allows you some leeway to try even new things, okay? That allows you to, push yourself further beyond someone who's just starting out, who doesn't even know. You don't have to worry about your sound. You don't have, because you don't have to really worry about your equipment. You don't have to worry about scheduling. But if you are in a place where you are trying to grow, you are going to have to think differently, meaning that you're going to have to try something new. I think that is probably the hardest thing for people who have been around for a while, is trying new things. Because when you're brand new, right, everything is new. So it's like, well, what the heck? I'm going to try that. That looks fun. Go for it. And then you go for it. And whether you fail or you succeed, it's okay because you were new at it. I was new. I didn't make it because I didn't know what I was doing. But when you're around for a while, you kind of get afraid of that. And you're like, I don't want to try new things because, I tried a couple new things back then. It did not go well. So I am not going to try new things. But that's bad. That's like the badness talking to you. Don't let that happen. Always remember, get a big poster, print it out on your wall right in front of you so you see it every day. Action solves everything. Action, action, action. And it's more important to take even more action when you've been around for a while, because when you are just starting, yes, you have a lot of action to take, but what I'm saying is that, as I was just saying earlier, these platforms All of these new places, they are promoting new people. You know that's true. Fiverr does it. I just signed up for People Per Hour a few a few days ago, and I was setting all up, and they sent me a message saying that, as part of our rules or whatever, for the next couple of months, you need to book some business. So because of that, we're going to promote you. Right. Well, that's nice that they're promoting me. You know what I mean? But that I'm brand new, but they're promoting me again. But it's just like you get all this, from your cable company. I said at the beginning of the show, the cable, you get, benefits. So you're going to have to work. I'm sorry to say it doesn't get easier, I think, as we get older, but it does change though. The change happens where it's like, I know what to do, but am I going to do it? That's what changes, I think, right? When you're starting, you don't know what to do. But when you've been around for a while, you know what to do, but do you want to do it? Do I want to really call 10 people today? Do I want to write down all of the information I know I should write down? Do I want to send those emails? Do I want to do the auditions that keeps coming? Do I really have to do 50 more auditions to get one job? That's the work that goes into what we do. And I think what happens is we start to back down on that. So pulling all this together, and, I wanted to take kind of like a large overview of this. We talked about social media. We talked about the things today that people who have been around for a while might not be as familiar with because they're used to more interacting with people. But I want to tell you that is still the most important thing. Now, though, the people are different places, right? The people are maybe in an online atmosphere, but they still want you to interact with them. You're just interacting with them in a different area. It's like going to a different building and interacting. You just have to learn how to get into that building and how that functions. Then you interact just like you've always had. Okay. And people want your experience. Use your experience as your gateway to success. All right. We are living in the age of group individualism. Remember that too. Okay, let's talk about, or let's go over here and look at the questions, or anybody saying, Anthony, you crazy. What's wrong with you? All right. Okay. Let's see. Woody, Sabah, Jim, Talon, comes up. I have a question. All right, cool. Make sure you post it and see if we got it down there. How do y'all say it? Hi, Anthony. I'm an old timer. Yep. Wait. How about terminally unique? Greg says, I really hope I can make this work. I hate, nay, despise my job. Laugh out loud. Okay. So here's something that I want to say that I think people who have been around for longer have actually a leg up. Because you know what it's like to live the alternative. You know what it's like to wake up every day and not want to get out of bed. You know what it's like every night hating to go to bed because you know you got to wake up the next day. You know what it's like feeling ill on Sundays, being cranky with your family because you don't want to go to work on Monday. You know what that's like. Use it. I think when you're younger, you don't really have that yet because, the world's just a different place. But when you've been around for a while and you've worked something for a long time, you know what I'm talking about. If you've experienced that, those things I said, you're probably relating to that. Let's see. Action creates reaction. Absolutely, man. Greg, I believe in the principle of business is for every 100 bits of advertising, the bits you get back is about 3 to 5%. It's probably a little bit less, but yeah, but that's true. That's true. Talon, I'm using a Focusrite Scarlett Solo and an AT 2020, but I'm getting some popping and clicking, not clipping. Where would you suggest I start troubleshooting? I love the question. Has nothing to do with our topic, but I love the question. So if you're saying you've got clicking and popping, the first thing you need to do is look at your voice, because usually clicking and popping, when we talk about that, has to do with your mouth, either mouth clicks, or popping, meaning that the pressure from the force of the air coming out of your mouth, like when you pees, all right, it hits that diaphragm and it pops it. So you get this, like, you know, a lot of you get overdone lower frequencies. So, you know, the place to start there is to A, make sure you're drinking lots of water. Okay. B, make sure that you are learning how to edit with your DAW appropriately, so you can pull out pops and you can pull out clicks. There's also plugins. There's tons of stuff you can do. But the very best thing that you can do is honestly practice. Pops, you see how I'm sitting right here? Here's a little tip. You see how I'm sitting right here with my microphone off to the side? All right. So if I'm here like this allows the pressure of the pops and everything coming out of my mouth, that plosives, as we call it, go this way, not this way, so that the pressure goes this way, so that that doesn't pick it up, but yet it's still getting the same amount of volume. So that's how you can get right, like up this close to it and not get those pops as you would if I was doing it like this and then I would pop it like that. It's different, right? So there's techniques that you can use to do all this stuff. And honestly, the better you get at this and the more you're around, you'll actually learn how to speak in a way where you'll reduce it. But when I first started, it was like crazy, man. I was processing more than the, you know, chicken I buy from the store. So it's like a dad. There's another thing, you get old dad jokes. That was like a dad joke. That was a pretty good one though. All right. I can't believe I said that. I'm a newbie, but an oldie in age. Can people like me have a chance? Of course you can have a chance. Absolutely. You can do this until the day you die, because everybody's voice matters in our world today. And because, let's be honest, the largest like what is the greatest, the baby boomers, we all have, I mean, the voices that we have, we relate to the people like ourselves. Okay. So it doesn't matter what age you are. I mean, listen to the radio, you hear ages. I will say that TV and movies, there has been a long time problem, I think, in the movies with always young people, right? Young actors and young people in the movies. As you can see recently, there's been a lot of the older actors doing more movies now about being, you know, just about being different parts of your life, which has been really nice. But that's been, you know, and there's been talks about that and controversy about, you know, Hollywood and things like that, right? But I think in our industry, you know, we want experience. We want to hear that in your voice. Okay. We want to know we want to hear that sometimes. So absolutely, you can do this until the day you die or you can't speak anymore. That's what my plan is. All right. If not the mouth, check the connections. So, right. So if it's not your mouth, then it could be something with your connections, in which case, just remember the chain. I always like to do this. Your voice or the sound, right, comes from here, comes into your microphone. From your microphone, all right, the signal, depending on, well, if you have an AT&T, you have a Focusrite, goes from that into from your XLR cable into your interface. From your interface, it's changed to a digital signal that goes into your computer. Draw that out, even if you have to, and just start looking and start approaching each part of the chain and see what it is. I mean, you could have any number of issues. Could be something wrong with your mic. It could be something wrong with your connections. They could be loose. It could be something wrong with your XLR. It could be something wrong with your Focusrite. It could be something wrong with your connection to your computer. All right. Check all of those things, you know, and start just checking off the list to see which one is which. Let's see. Woody Yates, not I have to notice when I'm speaking. All right. I feel you. Okay. Okay. Haha. Okay. I'm just skipping over the ages. When you have the wisdom to make it more than me, laugh aloud. Happy birthday. AARP is next. I love you guys. All right. In Golden Corral. If you know Golden Corral, you know what I'm talking about. All right, you guys. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me today. Have a great Thursday. I will see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye, everybody.